Ago when we're starting with things like air wars, we're moving into competitiveness, competing with the system. Okay, but now we are the predator of the system. That's the way we felt in 2016. Based on their behavior and our behavior, that we're hunting them. They're not hunting, they may think they're hunting us, but they're not hunting us. We're hunting them. We're the ones that drew them in deep. If you remember, we've drawn them in deep. In fact, we've got them to react to us almost on all occasions. We have reacted to hardly nothing on theirs, but sometimes we'll delay just to delay. Even if they bring us something good, we'll delay. They bring us something bad, we'll delay. Now we're moving under our own steam, under our own power. Our call for organization, for discipline, and for direction, that in itself means that you're taking this counteroffensive will be an organized offensive. In each battle, this stage of battle is, or organization, we would have to call it ad hoc. Does anyone know what ad hoc is? Ad hoc means it's an ad hoc committee or ad hoc. Ad hoc means it's temporary. It's for a specific case or a specific cause. So our structure and our organization is for this specific time and social and political environment. See what I mean? We're organized to get us way up into the meetings. So when we reformulate whatever it is the battle calls for, that's where we're headed now. And we feel that there's no way to stop this road, because it's organized, a call to organized struggle. Remember, this because I was 95, you got to remember from 95 up till 2005, or let's say 10 or 12 years, we did some serious steps in that period under extraordinary conditions. Yeah? Okay. Strategic management. Strategic management, what we call under conditions of repression. Situational analysis, we always talked about scanning your environment, studying your environment, its attitudes, its ways of acting, its behavior patterns, all that. That's scanning the environment. Then after that, you make a strategy, where you make a plan. Then you implement the plan. Then there's a period of accountability when you study what you've done to see how well you've performed and what are the situational things going on. Then you do what? Scan your environment again. Okay. So we've scanned the environment. This time, that other stuff, we've already done that. You got to remember, and we didn't do too bad. You got to remember, imagine how all of this fitna looked to everybody else. Did it look pretty? Did people think it was pretty serious? It was serious. Did you ever see me act like it was serious? Or act nervous, or that I had lost 10 minutes of sleep, or even 5 minutes of sleep?
I think it has a lot to do with, remember the definition you gave, fitna? See, the definition that most people have of fitna is not the definition that you gave. where you talked about you're gonna have fitna.
Right?
Most people don't look at it like that. They do everything to avoid fitna, although it's a part of the deen.
That's their right. When we talk about that's their right. Everybody avoids the biggest. You got to avoid a white man. He'll put you in jail. He'll, going to jail was a wonderful experience. It was wonderful to go through the process. And I look around Oakland and there are no black people, and I go to the county jail and all the black people must be in jail. Huge population. Right? I said, man, that's why they got all the niggas in Oakland. And then to think, look, the old guard and receiving a discharge, whatever they call it. He says, Reams, hey, man. Hey, why is that? This is one of the oldest numbers I've seen. He said, you look in pretty good shape for an old time. I said, yeah, man, I've talked to the outrun, then the young guys. He said, did he say Reams? This is a guy getting out, I'm coming in. He said, man, I done seen you before. You go all around the world, don't you? He said, I'm up and I'm just coming out. I'm your son, Sally. He got pictures of you. And you do such and such and such. Anyway, scan the environment. Then make a plan or a strategy. Then implement it. First two things people do that well. Everybody do it. They scan it, they study it, and they make a plan. Implementation is where everybody falls off. Why we wait till a few days ago to organize? Because organization means now you're implementing the plan. It wasn't time. All the stuff, I'll tell you the truth. A lot of people think, boy, this nigga is shallow. But really, it's waiting on Allah. That's all it is. So, it's just waiting on Allah. Because you put all this stuff out, and Allah, boop, boop, boop. And you say, hey, it's time to go. And you look, sure, I wrote it's time to go. I write it every morning, it's time to go. But now, it's time to go. Organization was all a part of our discussion, but now we're organized. Why? Because we implement what we've been talking about. Establish new boundaries, new criteria. We're already, for a long time, we've been going, we've broken records all along. We're going into new arenas for a long time. The reason I say that because nobody else is doing it. Another thing, whether it's famous imams in Brooklyn, whether they're up in Connecticut, whether they're in California, whoever they are, they're part of the white man's agenda. They're part of the ISNA's agenda, ICNA's agenda. They speak about the stuff, but they don't know nothing about it. Can you imagine how hilarious it is to sit back and watch? They'll call Abdul-Alim, they'll call Zayd, them as elder statesmen, and they just went to school. They've never built nothing, and the main thing is they never had no fight. You can't call yourself a champion. I'm middleweight champion of the world. Who'd you fight? I'm the champion exponent of Islam in America. Have you ever dealt with the government? Have you been in jail? Have they burnt your house down and anything like that? No. What the hell do you know about the movement then? Because how deep the guy is saying, I love you, Rasulullah. So watch what you say. I love you, Rasulullah. I love you, Rasulullah. Well, be prepared for poverty. Be prepared for death. Right? Be prepared for struggle. You're talking about you love somebody. That means struggle against shaitan always have the exact or similar circumstances. The only thing may be the environment that you're in, the language, but the struggle is basically the same. Okay, let me speed up. What are the characteristics of the Islamic liberation struggle in North America? That's F. What are the characteristics of the Islamic liberation struggle in North America? Therefore, we have studied the characteristics of the movement over and over again. And G, our strategy and tactics emerge. They come out of these characteristics. The planning, the strategy, all of that comes out of how is the world you're living in? Who's in there with you? What stage is everyone at? Who's doing it? Why are they doing it? All of that. What's going on? You know, I heard it, I was listening yesterday, and I was listening to C-SPAN, and they was talking about these were kind of like State Department Negroes and stuff like that. And one guy was saying, well, I could tell I was moving up because I was now in the arena of where these things are talked about, but I was the only black there. And then they said, well, why is there no blacks that deal with, that talks about foreign policy, that's talking about so why is it all domestic? It's because you just look for domestic Negroes. Foreign policy. If they want to know what's happening in foreign policy, they can come here and get a handout. And guess what? They would be 97% correct. Good God Almighty, what a record like that. They don't like some, right? And they say there's no blacks that can discuss in the Speakers Bureau. They talk about Speakers Bureaus. And we can't contact people. I said they ain't looking for nobody. Blacks in foreign policy? Shh. We hit it out of the park every time. We hit it out of the park every time. Without no head scratching and all, man, what does this mean? Okay. Speakers Alliance, no boundaries. What are the characteristics of the Islamic liberation struggle in North America? Our strategy and tactics emerge out of these characteristics. What's this? Negro leaders are used as
habitual progress blockers.
That's right. That's just a little low right. That's true. Does anyone agree? Negroes are used as habitual progress blockers. Okay, now the next page. It's still the same day, 11/26/2000. Last 20, 23 years or 25 years. Preparation for now. Now, we have 2017, 18, and 19. So now here we are in 2018 in the middle. And we're, what? Organized. That's a big difference. I don't know, do y'all feel any difference if once we become organized? I do. I feel fully different. I feel, you know why? Because we're organized. Okay. Resistance movement in North America. The themes, priorities, 2017, 18, and 19. I would say we're right in the middle of that. The themes: resistance movement of North America, National War of Liberation. That's our view. Oakland is when we talk about Stalingrad and Oakland, when we talk about the National War of Liberation, we talk about, that's where it started. Because here, we get a little stuff, but it's just little reminders and stuff. But there, the focus was there. They wanted to do all their damage there. And what damage did they do? Absolutely none, because remember, it was all highlighted. And remember, we're very specific. We would call Zaffa. We already knew Zaffa, never who they was. They was already out of the picture. But hey, man, just put it in this, but just get it known. Just get a record of it. So, you can put it up one day, and put it down the next. Don't make no difference. We're gonna get a record. This is up. Because remember, the revolution will be televised. National War of Liberation, As-Sabiqun Liberation Organization. These are all names to people, but to us, they're reality. As-Sabiqun Liberation Movement. Some of the things we use: psychological asymmetric warfare. Mission, liberation struggle, liberate. Liberate Islamic movement from foreign control and domination. Y'all probably remember when we went over this in class. Liberate Islamic movement from foreign control and